Hello and welcome to another Kraftgali video. Today we are having so much fun making these graduation cards featuring some distress oxide inks. Let's tackle the most complicated cards out of these first. I'm using sticky notes to create the background on an A2 size card base. I will be using plenty of sticky notes, and with the help of my background grid mat, I'm aligning them around half an inch from each other on my card base. Starting from the bottom of the card panel and moving my way gradually to the top. I'm using distress oxide inks in a rainbow color order. I will mention the exact colors I have used in the blog post link below. I will start by applying ink on the top strip of cardstock left uncovered from sticky notes. By the way, I created this grid sheet by printing grids on an 11 by 17 copy paper. After applying ink, I will dry it with my heat tool, and next I will remove that sticky note from the bottom of inked area and move it to the top of the now revealed white surface. I'm going to repeat the process in rainbow order and continue moving the sticky notes. You might need to replace a sticky note as they sometimes lose glue on heating up. And this is how my background looks after coloring all the way from top to bottom. Next, I will add a mist of water with my Tim Holtz sprayer and wipe it off with a paper towel. This helps to pull some ink from the background and give it a cool look. I'm also using my Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist to add some extra shine to it. After finishing my background, I will cut a piece out of it with a stitch rectangle die. I'm also going to use the word You from Conquer the Ninth All About You dies and a random sun die from my stash. To add some dimension, I also cut the word You from some foam tape, and now I'm adding it to my background. I will be using Newton's graduation stamp set by Newton's Nook Designs in all of my cards today. This is one of my most favorite graduation stamp sets released this year. Using my Tim Holtz stamp platform, I'm going to stamp these cats using VersaFine Onyx Black ink. After stamping with VersaFine Onyx Black ink, I'm going to dry it with a heat gun because VersaFine ink is a pigment ink and it takes a little bit of time to dry. I will be coloring these images with Prismacolor Premier Color pencils. Nothing fancy, just simple coloring. I started with the lightest of yellow shades and added a little bit of shading with light and dark orange shades. I'm not an expert at coloring and I'm gradually trying to learn. If there are any coloring classes that you would like to recommend me, please do comment below. I colored these out when we were taking sunbath during a weekend. I used an image from Newton's Nook Design team member as a reference to do my coloring. After adding shading of orange, I used a light crimson color to add some stripes to my cat. And it made it really stand out. For the graduation cap, I'm just using one shade of black. I will start by adding darker strokes across and near the edges, and then I'll fill in with lighter strokes on the center. You might have realized the edges of your stamped image looks dull after you have colored the image. So here's a small trick. I bring my image back to my stamp platform and stamp it again with VersaFine Onyx black ink and then heat emboss it with a clear shiny powder. This is a lifesaver trick, I'm telling you. The outlines look so much crispier and my colored image looks so much better than before. I colored 4 of these cat images from Newton's graduation stamp set and now they are ready to be used on our cards. I'm also going to use part of the sentiment Mew did it from the same stamp set. And here's the final card. Pretty happy with the results. I accidentally added some tape to the backside of my card and I'm using my adhesive eraser to remove it. And voila, it's done. I also saved unused pieces from the U die for this future card. Let's move on to creating this second background. I'm creating my background by putting Distress Oxide ink directly onto white cardstock and spraying with water. I will then heat set it and then come back with another color and repeat the process. Distress oxides are opaque, so you could layer as many colors as you want and it won't get muddy, as long as you're heat setting in between switching colors. The cool thing about Distress Oxides is when you apply inks on cardstock and lightly spritz it, the ink looks like it starts to glow. That is oxide. I love it. I'll be honest, I went a little overboard with this, but hey, I loved playing. And it doesn't hurt anyone, right? Next, I'm putting Distress Oxide inks and water on a craft surface and pressing my cardstock into it. I would then heat set it. Those colors look fantastic. I'm adding a spritz of Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist in Pearl to add a little bit of extra shine to my background. I will be running those through my Big Shot machine to remove a little bit of warping. To finish off this card, I added sun using the same dye and added my graduation cap with a foam tape. Let's quickly move on to the final card. I will be using an old lawn fawn alphabets die and will die cut the letters for word congrats from one of the previously created backgrounds. I like to use this silhouette pick-me-up tool to remove any stuck alphabets from my dies. It is indeed a handy tool. I did die cut these alphabets several times and I'm going to save them for a future project. I'm also die cutting the same letters from white piece of cardstock to layer them on top of each other. I'm using a zig squeeze and roll glue pen to adhere those alphabets on top of each other. I will be adding my Distress Oxide letters on top of 2 layers of white cardstock letters. Here's the final card with the word congrats and Newton's graduation cat with the globe on it. Lastly, I wanted to show this bonus card that I created off screen using a washi tape. I die cut letters for the word congrats with the washi tape and added a thin strip of sentiment Mew did it along with one of the Newton's cat with a globe. I hope this video inspires you to create. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for further videos. Thank you. Bye bye.